Mark.
I'm Zoe.
And we are the Board Adventurers. Back to you with another Late to the Game. Today we have a fun one on the seas for you today. We're going to review the 2 to 4 player game Ahoy. Designed by Greg Loring Albright and published by Leader Games. So in Ahoy, you are basically trying to get the most fame. And you might ask yourself, how do you get the most fame? That's a good question. So in this game, there are 3 different factions that you can deal with. So you have the Bluefin Squadron, the Mollusk Union, and one of the 2 smugglers. Right now, we're going to show you for the 3-player game. So what you're going to do is you're going to set the fame track, which is this track on the board. You're going to deal out 3 crew cards underneath it at the very bottom. For the Bluefin Squadron, you're first going to take your the flagship, put it on, again, one of the islands. You're going to take all of the patrol units, which are these little shark fins. You're going to take the strongholds. There's like 3 of these like tentacly looking things, and you're going to put them into the supply. For the mollusks, what you're going to do is you're going to first take the deck of cards for the mollusks. For the first turn, the mollusks get 2 cards drawn from their deck. They're going to get a whole bunch of little circular comrades, as they call them. And you're going to start with 6 of them in the ready comrades section down here. You're going to then put your flagship on the other island. Then you're going to set up, you set up the smuggler in between the 2, the bluefin and the mollusks. So what you'll do is for them, you'll give them all the dice that they need. And then you're going to put their ship in somewhere in between the 2 islands, somewhere on the board. So that's basically set up. We're going to go now into how you play the game. So at the beginning of the round, everyone's going to roll all of their die. So the Bluefin Squadron has 5 die that they'll roll. They'll always go last at the end of the round, so they'll have another action. If they are the last to go in turn order, they'll get 3 actions. On your turn, you're going to take 2 actions. So I'm just going to use Bluefin Squadron as an example here. So there's typical actions like repair, which is I'll start with the top. Sailing is you get to move up to 2 spaces. So you get to move your ship 2 spaces. There are areas that have a sandbar. So there's a bar on the on the terrain, the region, sorry. You cannot cross that when you move. You have to go around it in order for you to get there. There's an island here. There's a harbor here. Harbor lets you repair 2 damage to your ship. There's an area that has a current. So whenever you land in that current, you're automatically moved into where the arrows show. There's a fog area here, so no battles can occur in these areas. There is wreckage. Whenever you enter or whenever you move into a wreckage spot, you take 1 damage for your ship. And then finally, I think that was it. I think that was all the specific terrain. Let me go into island. Whenever you land on an island, you anchor. So when you anchor, you can take, if you're going to check the fame chart, if there is a symbol at the top left of that card that matches the symbol on the island that you have, you can purchase that card for the cost that's associated to that. If you're a smuggler and you land on this island, you can take that card and you can tuck it into your cargo. You're only allowed 2 max cargo wherever you have it. So the next action you can do is Tailwind. This is a typical action too. You can pay a die of a certain value and you can teleport to that space. So in this example, this fog has a 6. If I rolled a 6 die, I would be able to teleport to that space as 1 action. Over here is repair. Repair is similar for everybody. You get to repair 2 damage. That comes from you get damage from battles. So that's where the cannons come in. You'll pay a certain die to these areas for cannons. In this case, you need to pay a 6 and a 5. Whenever you enter a space, whenever your flagship enters a space that has one of your opponent's pieces that's not a comrade, you can initiate a battle with them. And battling goes like this. So first the attacker will first lower their die a certain number all the way to a max of 1. So if I have 6 as my die, I can lower it 5 to the 1 value die. Then my defender, who is the person I'm moving into, they'll get to lower their cannon if they have one. If they don't have any cannon, you're just going to go into the next phase. You're going to roll you're each going to roll 1 die, and you're going to add that to the value of the cannon that you have adjusted. From those adjusted values, you are then going to compare the two. If you win the battle, you're going to take the battle victory that's on your board. And there's a whole bunch of different battle victories that you could do. If you lose, you'll just suffer the consequences of whatever that victory is. Likely, you're going to get damage. So damage comes in the form of these little tiles. They're going to be slotted into wherever these die slots are, and they're going to cover up spaces that you can fill in. So the more damage you have, the less you can do. So you're going to need to repair at some point, or move to a harbor. That's another option. Going over to the mollusks, just to go over what they do, is that they get to put comrades out in spaces. When their idea is that their bottom actions here is they can add comrades to their ready section and then put them out onto islands to control. This is important because at the end of the round, it's going to come down to the Bluefin Squadron and the Mollusk checking for area majority on the region. So they're going to check how many pieces they have on this tile. So for Bluefin Squadron, they get 2 pieces for every for their flagship that's on the space. They get 1 for every patrol. And one thing to note is that whenever the Bluefin Squadron moves, they get to drop a patrol wherever they stop. So a patrol is only worth 1 though. And a stronghold that they have is worth 2. Strongholds can only be put on islands, and that's only after you remove 2 patrols from that island. So that'd be for Bluefin Squadron. For the mollusks is that they get one power for their flagship. So if this space only has 1, their only flagship, they have a 1. For each comrade they have on an island, that island will give them an additional 1. 1 per comrade. So you'll get, if you have an island that has 4 comrades, you'll have a control value of 4 in that area. Right. So you'll do that for the round, and then you're going to move up the track. You're going to then at the end of the round check if someone has hit 30 points. If someone's hit 30 points, then the game ends. If not, you start a new round by passing the first player marker over, and you'll start a new round. That is how you play Ahoy. That was the very broad description of how you play. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, before I start, I do want to thank Leader Games for sending us a review copy of the game. Much appreciated there. In terms of what I think of Ahoy, I like Leader Games.
Yeah.
A lot of the games I play from Leader Games I enjoy, so this is kind of up my alley. I do love the asymmetrical aspect of the game. I do enjoy that each player is so different. It's not even just kind of like they have different abilities, but their whole gameplay style is very different. And just focusing on not just on what you're doing, but what everyone else is trying to do, because that is how you play the game.
Yeah.
Focus on what everyone else is doing as well as yourself. I like the pirate theme. I'm a fan of pirates. Just kind of ocean pirate themed games in general. And the art style is one that I really enjoy as well. So this was a game, even before we got it, I knew it was going to be kind of up my alley. I knew the asymmetry, I knew the art style, and the themes, everything is kind of for me. And it works for me.
Yeah.
I did come out enjoying the game. Nice. How about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed this game as well. For full transparency, I've only played one of the asymmetric Leader Games games. So we haven't played Root yet, or I haven't played Root yet. The only other leader game I've played is Fort. And this is definitely different than Fort because you add a whole bunch of effects along with like an area majority and along with a board with it. With that being said, I enjoyed myself playing this game. So I played a couple times as the Mollusks, then I played as the Smugglers a couple times as well. I didn't get to see the Bluefin Squadron, but I definitely saw what it did to me. I like that in this game, each, like you said, each faction plays quite differently into how it gets its victory points. Because with the Bluefin Squadron, it seems like they're just very much on get as much stuff out on the board to hinder people as possible.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times the Bluefin Squadron can get pretty far ahead if you can't mitigate them well enough.
Yeah.
The Mollusks also, because like they're kind of like contending on the island strategy, right? And one cool thing is that their comrades can't be battled with. So the Bluefin Squadron is really the main way of removing that. So you're kind of forcing Bluefin to kind of like pivot to getting rid of these comrades to like free up power.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't say originally is that in the middle of this in the middle of this space you have a die. That's the wealth die. It's like a blue die. It's gonna start off at 1. Depending on the player count, it's gonna go up if a smuggler delivers a good to this location, or at the end of each round, one of these will flip up to level 2.
And that is one aspect of the game I do enjoy, because at the heart of this is a war game, first and foremost. It feels like you're just warring on the sea.
Yeah.
And then once the die is turned up, because you're only really going to 30 points.
Yeah.
So even just one die going as high as it can, it's a big deal on the board. So then you have everyone kind of migrating towards that. And I do like that aspect of the game.
Yeah, like that's for the 2-player, because like for the 3 and 4, because you add the smugglers in, the smugglers are just trying to get out of everyone's way.
Yeah,
and they're just trying to speed to try to get their task done as quickly as possible. Yeah,
but I do like that when the smuggler rotates a die, leaves, and chaos ensues based off of
because that draws everybody. Like, hey, this one is now worth 2 around. I want to get that, and then. If say for a smuggler, if the smuggler has 2 of the same symbol, they actually turn that 1 now into a 3. So now it's 3 points, and now it's like, oh, I'm going for that location right now.
It's just like this chaos ensues, and he just bounces.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like that. It works very well. I just like how the theme comes together. Just it does feel like. I said this before, but it does feel like a battle on the seas. Yeah. And I do like that aspect of it.
Yeah, and like some like the kind of variability comes from like the mollusks have these like cards that they can use, and they're like some of them are quite good, and they're mostly battle oriented.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like mollusks are trying to create conflict with the Bluefin Squadron, but they really only have 1-2 ships max that can actually interact with them.
Yeah.
And it's like that's where I appreciate the balance that they threw into this game to make 100%. It balanced like that.
And one thing I do want to note too, this is very if any of you guys is watching or are like fans of Root, you know that Root has a ton of expansions. It's based off of how it's made. It's each to add different factions. Ahoy is very similar in that this is ripe for just additional expansions with just added factions to the game that adds a full mode to it where it's almost like completely playing a new game based off of the asymmetry of the new factions.
Yeah.
That it has potential for that. So I do want to know.
Yeah, you can even add because you could add crew, and they add more abilities to each. So it's like it definitely makes it very variable.
Yeah.
From game to game, which I do appreciate.
Cool. So in terms of a buy, play, skip, where does this rank for you?
This was a surprise to me because I didn't think I would enjoy Ahoy. I'm not a pirate theme interest really. I prefer, to be honest, space and fantasy medieval. But this was a surprise to me. I'm coming in at a play leaning buy. I definitely think there is some. I don't know how much hype it got prior to us getting this game, but I feel like it really fell under the radar because a lot of people still talk about Root nowadays. Arcs is kind of like the big thing, but not a lot of people talk about Ahoy from what I see.
Yeah.
But I definitely would recommend this as at least a play.
Yeah, I'm teetering here because I'm at a buy, but also a play. I think if you played Root and enjoy Root, this is kind of a buy. It has that same feeling in terms of learning the game and learning the different factions and how they kind of interact with each other. Definitely buy if you're interested in pirate themed games. But if you don't consider yourself part of those two groups, like extreme Root fans and pirate fans, this is still really this is a play. This is a game worth playing. The asymmetry is really, really sound. This is a game that has a lot to deliver in terms of replayability and learning the game. I think I'm going to strictly play, but I could be talked into a buy for this.
I think like since I haven't played Root yet, I am definitely more interested in getting Root to the table now that I've played this.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. Well, that is our late to the game review of Ahoy. Let us know your thoughts down below. If you've played it, if you think this game is underrated, the same way we do. Well, I'm Zoe.
I'm Mark.
See you on the next adventure.
Ahoy.